We are entering a realm where power is measured not in muscles or energy blast, but in the scope of creation itself. On one side, we have the titan and king of narrative mystery, Umineko, a story where belief can shatter reality. On the other side, the titan of cosmic supremacy, the Shinza Bansho universe. A universe where gods literally embody philosophical and, metaphysical laws and concepts. This isn't just a versus match. It's a clash between the pinnacle of Japanese visual novels and their storytelling, and let's throw some power into it. Why not? We're going to settle some debates in this one. Today, we're dissecting their strengths, their philosophies, and finally asking the question from an observer's point of view, who truly stands atop the hierarchy of absolute power? The two strongest visual novels go head-to-head in a once-in-a-lifetime match. Anyway, I'm your host, Anime 101. Subscribe, like, and share the video. And let's get into this, because we got a lot to unpack here, and it's going to be a deep dive. So let's go. Now, the fundamental difference between these two universes is how they define power. In Umineko, power is primarily narrative and conceptual. The witches and game masters and true witches operate in a metaphysical space known as meta-worlds, city of books, fragments, and so on and so forth, where reality is fluid and defined by storytelling, logic, and belief. The strongest characters, like Beatrice, Byrne, and Labida, I'm abbreviating their names because why not, derive their power from narrative authority and the ability to manipulate the rules of an ongoing mystery and story. For example, if anyone wanted to conjure some gold, but it will not be done through brute force, but because the tale-story permits it. Byrne's ability to repeat situations isn't a spell or magical ability. It's a narrative device that allows her to manipulate probability and the story itself. The true power lies in proving or denying the existence of magic, witches, and all that good stuff. A conceptual paradox rather than physical strength. Now, we switch to the Shinza Bansho or the Masadaverse. Here, power is literal, cosmic, and hierarchical. The pinnacle of power is held by Hado gods, beings who sit on the Shinza throne that embody a single absolute law of the very multiverse itself, called Taikoku. Their power is the literal embodiment to overwrite and defy all of existence, past, present, and future, across infinite timelines and immeasurable realities. The Hado God isn't strong because of a story. They are strong because their existence is the story. Their power is not about magic, it's about metaphysical supremacy. Now, beyond the power scaling, these two verses offer a different switch on, story, philosophy, psychology, the way the mind works, the way our desires function and operate. Now, with Umineko, it's a masterpiece of deconstruction. Its central themes revolve around truth, doubt, and the importance of love. The entire story challenges the reader around and to find a logical human explanation for impossible murders, forcing them to become part of the detective process. They're figuring out motives, emotions. They're figuring out how the mind works. And it's once you go past the crazy looking characters and the power scaling, it goes deep, let me tell you. It goes so deep. It's an intellectual mystery that tests the limits of readers' beliefs. The emotional payoffs are incredibly potent and centering on familiar bonds and the tragedy of misunderstanding. Now, that is all well and good, in my opinion. It's a deep story. It's one of the best franchises and plot and stuff like that, and I would highly recommend it to anyone who wants a good read, a terrifying read, or you know what? Both. But let's go over to the other corner. Shinza Bansho is now a study of transcending selfhood and desire. The Hado gods are driven by a single, all-encompassing desire, which is their law, which decides reality itself. It's a series about the apotheosis of the self and the cost of absolute power. The philosophical, battles is often more intentional and existential, dealing with the nature of destiny, free will, and what it means to be a conscious entity in a boundless reality. It's an exploration of what if your will was the law itself. What if your desire was, creation itself? Do you desire, a way to go back in time to redo your regrets? Do you want to relive the world over and over again to seek that unknown? Do you want to stop time for all eternity? Or do you want to be alone in this vast cosmic space called the multiverse? Well, let's find out. All right, let's address the universe-sized elephant in the room, the power scaling debate. Fandoms debate often place Shinza or Umineko above one another. Well, in my opinion, obviously, Shinza Bansho edges out Umineko with many characters like Heijin, Mercurius, Muzan-Magsaron, Ratham, and Narka, and obviously some other Hado gods could edge out, but in my opinion, those characters, including Habaki Sakagami, because he's equally as strong as Heijin, probably. Now, the hierarchy in Shinza is explicitly defined. The scale goes from mortals to Gakko gods to finally Hado gods, who each sit atop a literal cosmic hierarchy called the throne. Well, they also have something called Taikoku. Each Taikoku contains infinite higher and lower, ratings, in my opinions. There's also the dimensions, and the Hado god's desire permeates and controls all of existence itself. The strongest Hado god, Heijin, is considered to be the very apex of this multiverse, so powerful that his mere existence caused infinite dimensions and infinite universes to, disappear. His power is literally omnipotence with his domain, defined as destruction and, chaos and annihilation itself. In contrast, Umineko is implied to operate on a potentially lower, though still infinitely scaled level. The highest fighters, like the witches or the creator of the authors, operate on the infinite hierarchy, the classic Umineko infinite ladder. However, in a pure literal clash, the argument is that a Hado god's law of absolute supremacy will simply overwrite the narrative reality of Umineko, as the Hado god's power is the literal definition of all existence. It's a debate between the system of absolute defined cosmic law and the system of infinite narrative authority. While Umineko may have the superior characterization and the narrative depth, but when it comes to raw power, the Hado gods are often above that, and in my opinion, the Monsterverse edges it out. It wins, in my opinion. It can be scaled to boundless.
私は少し混乱している。我が巫女よ、そしてラムダデルタ卿よ、これはどういう余興なのか。ラムダは私が鍵を取りに行くのを邪魔しないみたいで。ほう、それはどういう意味なのか。その意味がわかんないなら。
But let's pivot away from who can punch harder and look at the true victory and impact of storytelling. Here, most of the time, they're a close series, don't get me wrong. I love both series so much. But in my opinion, Umineko does edge out Shinza in writing. Oh, it's close, don't get me wrong. It's very, very close. I'm not saying anything about the writing of Shinza or Umineko or like this, but in my opinion, Umineko just pushes the envelope a bit more. Umineko is not concerned with power levels. It's concerned with the human heart. It's a beautifully crafted mystery that revolutionized the visual novel medium and continues to be broken down and analyzed every single year. The emotional resonance within the series, the character complexity, and the masterful use of, well, anything else other than metafiction. It has secured its legacy as a masterpiece of storytelling. It makes you feel, it makes you think, and it makes you question the very nature of truth, our emotions, our existence, and what is our place in this world. However, Shinza does provide with incredible battles and mind-bending cosmic concepts, often sacrifices emotional accessibility for sheer scale. It's built for the fan who craves the absolute pinnacle of power fantasy and complex metaphysical lore. I'm not saying it's just for power fantasy, I'm just saying that Umineko finds a way to edge it out just a bit. They're both incredibly written series, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying one is better than the other significantly, I'm just saying that one just pushes the envelope a bit more. It's like this, it's like so close. So who wins this metaphysical battle? In the power scaling department, in my opinion, Shinza does edge out Umineko. But in the battle of your heart and also writing, Umineko wins by that rule. Both franchises represent the absolute ceiling of creative ambition, in my opinion. And also, it has thrown visual novels so much further ahead than it should be. They just choose different backgrounds, one for the supreme rule of existence, and one for the beautiful truth beneath every single thing. But which universe, in your opinion, is more imaginative? Which universe is more well-built? Which one has better world building? I know the Mazdaverse is definitely pushing some more content out. We got the Fifth Heaven story. We got the Advesta black and white visual novel coming out hopefully next January. I think it was supposed to be coming out this year, but got pushed back a bit. So let's hope that it comes out next January. Also, I know Masato wants to pump out a Third Heaven story, and I know he wants to, well, reboot Pantheon because, well, we all want Pantheon. I want Pantheon. I want to gamble for the Huddle Gods. Yes, Fate has that, but I want to gamble more, man. I want to gamble more. Anyway, both series are beautifully written. Both are the peak and apex of storytelling and power in Japanese media visual novels. Unfortunately, there's been people who have tarnished both of them, people who are only interested in the power scaling. It's like, please, read the story. Just read. You don't have to scale. Nothing has to be scaled to every... Just because you watch Dragon Ball doesn't mean you have to scale it. You watch, well, One Piece and you're not scaling. You watch AOT and you're not like, ooh, I wonder who wins between these two characters. It's like, enjoy the story, please. The story is way better than the power scaling. And that's it. We're done with that. We're done. But let me know in the comment section down below the pros and cons of both series. Who do you think wins in the cosmic battle of supremacy for all creation? Let's have a civilized discussion, please. Civilized. But let me know in the comment section down below. Please like, share, subscribe, and do all that good YouTube stuff. Anyway, that's it from me, your host, Anime 1-on-1, signing out, and I shall see you guys in the next video. Peace out and have a good day.
勝負しようか。おん、アボキャベイロ社のマカマラマにハンドマジンバラ腹ばりたよ。マザラダドバン。ナウマサマンダボダナンナビラウンケンソワカ。天地玄妙、新編変通力。Ha ha 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 ha!